Recently, we had a vote on which Chou song you guys wanted me to react to next. So just to let you know, the choices were 晴天, Ye Chou, and Yindian Lao Banjiu. So after everybody cast their votes, the winner was Yindian Lao Banjiu. And so that is what we're going to listen to today. So before listening to the song, I just wanted to know when the song was written and what album it was on. Turns out this one was actually on his debut album. It was track 8, and that album was called J. If you look at the album art for this album, it screams like late 90s, 2000s, I think. So that makes the song 22 years old by the time that I'm listening to it. The thing with a debut album is it can be a little bit rough around the edges. You don't have the money and the resources to get that complete modern studio feel. But I think sometimes when you have that more rough and ready approach, then it can be a little bit more genuine. And when you have less to work with, sometimes that can really bring inspiration through a bit more. So without further ado, let's have a listen to Yindian Lao Banjiu. Okay. That's the pyramids, so around Egypt for the video, I guess. A lot of sort of sampling. And some crazy sampling as well, like the sound of it. Nice. Pretty jazzy, but super like 90s hip hop. Jazzy little with this E piano. What brought you right now? That's again, that's super old school hip hop style. Great. Super jazzy still. Whoa! These drums now. It's almost like garage or like acid. That bit was so good. I just want to talk about that a little bit so far. I think that this is really cool. I think what I said earlier was right. It does feel rough and ready. Even in the middle of his vocals, he's got like samples behind. You can hear some voices, which is super rough, but I think that it's really artistic. I feel that writing something like that now, he wouldn't do it because it would feel too dirty on the record. It's too muddy, too noisy. In modern production, they say, no, take that out. It's getting in the way of the vocals or something like that. To go sort of double time on the drums there, also really cool. Obviously, this comes just after the time where, for example, a lot of like garage and stuff was super popular in the UK, and it sort of feels like it has that sort of essence as well as this very like hip hop feeling. And then obviously that bit where he raps, he starts speeding up a little bit. He has the chants in the back. To me, so far, that's sort of the peak of the song, and he changes the rhythm when he's imitating the other person talking, which is really cool there as well. Okay, let's continue. He's got that sort of swag as well on stage.
斗，在一起会飞行的他依旧站着一只饿昏的老斑鸠。印第安老斑鸠对他毛不多，今天都没有和谁也难过，脑袋瓜有一点秀逗，脸红死了的比谁都难过。印第安斑鸠，我休息一下，闲了不怕休息，跟着走，这里什么奇怪的事都有，我包括天马的狗。印第安老斑鸠平常话不多，除非是乌鸦抢了他的窝，他在灌木中爬线狗，一直令他心仪的木斑鸠。
Ooh. I love that we get these cool breakdowns in between his verses, and they're all slightly different. With these different samples involved, like this.
印第安老斑鸠头高毛不多，几天都没有和谁也能活，脑袋瓜。
Changed up the chorus again now, right?
印第安斑鸠会先人开口，先人长发休息跟着走，这里什么奇怪的事都有，包括小猫。印第安老斑鸠平常话不多，除非是乌鸦抢了他的窝，他在灌木中碰鞋狗，一直令他心仪的木斑鸠。
I like his little ending there. I feel like his rapping has a lot of character to it. He sort of breaks his voice at some points, and then there when he sort of just whimpers out at the end, it's really cool. Just feels super genuine. You can tell that he really loves like the record scratches. He's got that sort of drum sample going on in the background. And I think that it's just super genuine performance as well on the vocals. That's really cool. So anyway, let's talk about it. What do I think? Really clearly shows that he's taken inspiration from a few different places. Got that sort of New York hip-hop jazz kind of vibe to it. But then he goes into this drum beat, which is, yeah, much more like something from the sort of 90s UK scene, it feels like, which is really interesting to combine those two. And then on top of that, his lyrics and his theme, I think, are really original. From all of his songs, I think this is the most original or conceptual theme that I've listened to. You know, he's just talking about animals in the desert, and he has that little breakdown where he's talking about what the wizard said or whatever. And I think that, yeah, just conceptually, that seems so random, but really original. And yes, definitely, this is his debut album, so some things are a little bit rough. He's got some samples going on behind of his vocals and all that sort of thing. And maybe that's just a product of its time, or because it's his debut album. But you can really feel that his sound is developing. When is this coming out? Holy crap, he's done like an album a year. Up until 2014, that's crazy. He did an album a year from 2000 to 2014 to 4, 5, 6. Man, that's just crazy. That's a lot of music. That's a lot of music. But what I was going to say, wait, anyway, back to my point is you can feel his style emerging, what he's so famous for, really. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about the sort of way that he links his verses together and his choruses and has these little breakdowns. I think that continues very well throughout his like later music. And then also with his vocals, you can hear at the end, he sort of has that widespread on his vocals where he layers everything up. And I think, yeah, in his other stuff that I've listened to, that is done like more and more, so you can really feel the things that he's grabbed onto even from his first debut album and continued to do throughout his entire career, because it's his sort of style. Yeah, and I think for the debut album, I mean, how old was he? Chou age. So he's 43 now. So he was 22, 21. So Jay was only 21, 22 when he came out with this debut album, and you know, that's really impressive as well. Just to have that originality, but clearly taking inspiration from other places at just at the age of 21 to do that, and obviously come out with this album which was so successful. What stands out to me the most, its originality on its lyrics theme, and also the inspiration taken for the instrumental and the sampling. And the fact that, yeah, it's super rough and ready, but super genuine. I think the order of me listening to these songs from Chou is quite interesting, because it's not just from start to finish, jumping around, and I'm sort of being able to pull this picture together of his entire discography. So yeah, that's really interesting. Thank you all again for watching. Please like and follow for more like this, and I'll see you all next time. 再见, bye bye.